Have you ever thought about how one single night, just one mistake, could change your entire life forever? Well, let's dive into Guy de Maupassant's classic short story, The Necklace. It's a powerful tale about how the burning desire to look rich can lead to a decade of being crushingly poor. So let's meet our main character, Mathilde Loisel. Right from the jump, you get her main problem. She is absolutely convinced that fate made a huge mistake. She believes she was meant for a life of luxury, but instead she's stuck in the middle class. And you have to remember, in 19th century Paris, social class was everything. So for her, this wasn't just a little bit of dissatisfaction, it was a full-blown identity crisis.
And this feeling wasn't just a fleeting thought she had now and then. Nope. It was the central, agonizing truth of her life. She lived in this constant state of unhappiness, just tortured by the massive canyon between the life she was living and the one she was dreaming of.
And you can really see that split right here. On one side, you have her fantasy world. Grand, silent rooms, expensive art, a life filled with elegance and admiration. But then you look at the other side, and that's her reality. A shabby little home with worn-out chairs and ugly curtains. For Mathilde, these weren't just objects. They were a constant, daily, painful reminder of what she saw as her own failure.
And this quote, this is what really drives home the difference between her and her husband. While she's daydreaming about fancy dinners on fine china, he sits down to their simple beef stew and is genuinely thrilled. His simple happiness is like salt in the wound for her, just showing how completely alone she is in her misery. But then, one evening, something arrives that changes everything. A single piece of paper. It's a chance, just for one night, to live the life she's always wanted. But, as we're about to find out, that dream comes with a terrible price tag. Now this is not just any party invitation. This is the big time, an exclusive ball at the Palace of the Ministry. For her husband, it's a great networking opportunity. But for Mathilde, oh, it's so much more. It's the golden ticket she's been waiting for, a chance to finally step into the world of the wealthy and powerful, the world where she feels she truly belongs.
But that excitement quickly turns to tears. She can't go to a party like that looking like a simple clerk's wife, so she faces two big problems. Problem number one, the dress. She talks her husband into giving her 400 francs, which, by the way, was the exact amount he'd been saving for a new hunting rifle. Problem number two, jewelry. With no money left, her husband comes up with what seems like a brilliant idea. Hey, why don't you borrow something from your rich friend, Madame Forestier?
So she goes to her friend's house, and she's surrounded by all these beautiful jewels. And then she sees it, a superb necklace of diamonds sitting in a black satin box. The story says her heart started beating with an immoderate desire. This necklace wasn't just an accessory for her, it was the key. With this treasure around her neck, she could finally, for one night, be the person she always believed she was supposed to be.
The night of the ball is everything she dreamed of, the absolute high point of her entire life. But what goes up must come down, and her fall is immediate, and it is terrifying. For just one perfect night, her fantasy becomes her reality. She's the belle of the ball. Everyone wants to dance with her. Powerful men admire her. Other women are jealous of her. She's just lost in the moment, drunk on the pleasure of it all, living in the triumph of her beauty. It is, without a doubt, the single greatest moment of her life. And then, just like that, it's all over. They get home. She goes to the mirror to take one last look at herself in all her glory, and she lets out a cry. The necklace is gone. The dream has shattered. Pure panic takes over. They frantically search everywhere, in the folds of her dress, her cloak, her pockets, nothing. Her husband runs back out into the cold, dark streets, retracing every single step they took. But it's useless. The necklace has vanished into the night. Now, here's the real turning point. They don't tell Madame Forestier the truth. Why? Pride. Admitting they lost it would mean admitting they don't belong in that world. It would shatter the very illusion they worked so hard to create. So instead, they make a fateful decision. They're going to replace it. A choice that will cost them, well, everything. They find a replacement that looks exactly the same. The price? A staggering 36,000 francs. Now, to put that into perspective, her husband's entire inheritance was only 18,000 francs. For a low-level government clerk, this amount of money isn't just a lot, it's a life-destroying fortune.
And to pay off this ruinous debt, their lives completely fall apart. They plunge into a poverty that's so much worse than anything Mathilde had ever complained about before. They fire their maid, they move into a tiny, cold attic room. Her husband starts working nights and weekends, copying manuscripts for pennies. And Mathilde, she learns the true meaning of backbreaking, heavy housework.
And this wasn't just for a few months. Look at this timeline. That one single night of glory cost them 10 years of their lives, a full decade. 10 years of misery and hard labor, all to pay for a single night of pretending to be someone they weren't. And you could see the cost written all over Mathilde herself. The charming, beautiful woman from the ball, she's gone. In her place is a strong and hard and rough woman. Her hair is a mess, her hands are red and raw from scrubbing floors. The irony is just brutal. In paying the price for one night of fake wealth, she became genuinely, truly poor. So 10 long years go by. The debt, every last cent, is finally paid off. Then, one day, walking down the street, Mathilde sees Madame Fortier. And in a moment of pride for all she's endured, she decides it's time to finally tell her the truth.
Just imagine this scene for a second. Mathilde, who now looks old and worn down, walks up to her friend, who is still as young and beautiful as ever. After all this time, Mathilde actually feels a little proud. She survived, she paid her debt, and she's ready to finally get this 10-year-old secret off her chest.
She tells her the whole story. Remember that necklace? Well, I lost it. And then she says, I brought you back another, just like it. And for this, we have been 10 years paying. You can almost hear the satisfaction in her voice, right? She thinks she's done the honorable thing.
And then the gut punch. One of the most famous, most devastating twist endings in all of literature. Madame Forestier is shocked. She takes Mathilde's hands and says, "Oh, my poor Mathilde. Why, my necklace was paste. It was worth at most 500 francs. It was fake, a cheap copy. Their 10 years of suffering, their entire sacrifice, was for absolutely nothing."
And the story just leaves us hanging with this incredible question. What was it that ruined them? Was it pride? Was it the obsession with appearances? Or was it just a horrible twist of fate? It really makes you think about the small choices we all make and how, sometimes, the tiniest thing is all that's needed to either lose us or save us. All because she just wanted to be someone else for a single night.